The benefit to a fat quarter is just how versatile it can be. Number one, you buy a bundle that is coordinated fabric. So it's a collection usually, or it's a curated bundle, which means somebody took the time and effort to put all these pieces together. They go well, and you can make something absolutely amazing with just your single bundle. Now, this is a 5-pack. I like to do my colors alternating, and I'll show you why after when I get to doing the cutting. But I do like to put them down in the beginning and just look at them and see how pretty they are and just how wonderful. But what I want to show you is exactly what we're going to do to get even more out of our fat quarter. Fabric isn't cheap, neither are fat quarters. To buy a fat quarter, it's a little bit more than what you're going to pay per yard, but I cannot go out and buy 15 yards of a coordinated bundle, but I can buy a fat quarter bundle of 15 pieces that are 18 by 22, and that's the way I look at this. Let me get these pressed and we'll go to the next step. My fat quarters are all laid out, and I have them stacked up with the selvages onto this side and the straight edge over here. I'm going to come back and trim that in just a moment, but I'm going to first begin by making my cuts. I generally don't have to give it too much thought because I quilt a lot with the pre-cut sizes, the 10, 5, and 2.5. And so I'm going to start with my 10-inch right here, and in doing that, I'm setting myself up for some different options, and that's the magic I'm talking about, because there's so much you can do with these simple squares. So the first thing I am going to cut just a little bit off here, just in case those edges didn't line up very well. It's not uncommon when you're aligning your fabrics that some of your selvages, actually most of your selvage, are not going to be exactly straight. And that's just simply because not all fabric comes from the same place, and it's all different sizes. So I have this cut at 10 inches, and I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, cut another 10 inches, because this will be a layer cake. And layer cakes are wonderful because you can use a layer cake as it is. You can cut it into charm squares. You can cut it into 4 2.5 strips. You can cut it into 5 2-inch strips if you want to make some string quilt. So there's a lot of options that you have in order to create, whoops, I got off a little bit there, in order to create your layer cakes and charm squares for that matter. We'll end up with about a 2.5-inch piece here with the selvages, and you can go back after and cut the 2.5, which is what I do, and then I end up with all these extra pieces from my fat quarters when I'm cutting. Now the next thing, what I want to do here is go for some charm squares. So I'm going to put this over here. I have my layer cakes, and I use a lot of leftover layer cakes from layer cake bundles, but I like to have extras to mix them together. And sometimes I'll just buy a small bundle that has an assortment of a particular color, like these pink ones. And then the idea behind this is I love scrappy quilts, and I love a lot of different fabrics. Now, if you rely on buying yardage, and that yardage is going to yield you your scrappy quilts, you're only going to end up with a few different colors at a time. On the other hand, if you buy a fat quarter, you could get 15 to 20 fabrics, and automatically you're going to have those pieces that you have left over in your scrap pile. And I love doing that. So what I'm going to do now is cut a 5-inch strip. And there's two ways you can go from here. When you have your 5-inch strip cut, obviously you can cut 5-inch squares. Where's my ruler? Here it is. And you can come in, and we've got 5 inches right here. And so now I have the beginning of a charm pack. I can go through and do the whole thing. With 5 pieces, I can get 4 charms, which will give me 20. That's half a charm pack. But I'm not going to do that yet because I may need some 2.5-inch strips. And if I do, I can come back and cut 2 2.5-inch strips. If I hadn't cut this off, it'd be the full 20+ inches. But at this point, it's going to be roughly 16, 17 inches, depending on your width of fabric. And so that can be beneficial. So what I'll do is I'll take this and set it aside. What I do with my fabrics is I have a basket and I put all my charms in there. I should say all my pre-cut fabrics. So the charms that I cut, the extra 5-inch strips that I cut, and then I come in here, and this is where I will vary from time to time. If I know I'm doing something that I need 2.5-inch strips, I'm going to cut this strip now. And if I do, let me just show you. There's 2.5 inches right there. Now I'm still going to have, and I actually have at least a 1/2 inch, but I almost have 3/4. Let me go this way. Yeah, I pretty much have 3/4 all the way. So you can easily get a 1/2 inch, but you definitely can sometimes get 3/4. It depends on the size of the fat quarter. You know, not everything is done the same way, and we can get a variety of sizes. It depends on the manufacturer and the vendor who's selling and preparing this for you. Now that you have a multitude of layer cakes, what are you going to do with them? How do they go together? What do you make? You can make half square triangles. You can make flying geese. Anything can be made from a layer cake, but take it one step further and think about a shortcut that you can achieve with a layer cake. Now, this is where my alternating fabric idea comes in. I have dark, dark, and then light on the bottom because I don't want the same value of color, the same light or darkness of a particular color right next to each other. I want them to alternate. And what I'm going to do here is cut these, but I'm going to cut them all together because I'm going to make a number of blocks, the same blocks from these particular pieces. So I have 5 of the blue and I have 4 of my wildflowers. And notice most of these wildflowers have the color blue. Okay, so I have this all set. You just want to make sure that your bottom edge is aligned nicely. And I've got a few extra large pieces in there on the top, but that's okay. We can work with that. Now what I'm going to do is come in and cut the charm squares now that my fabrics are layered. And they're in the order that I'm going to sew them. This is just a quick step to make things go quicker. Now, 9 layers, I got to give it a push, and I'm using my larger 60 millimeter, which is great. And I forgot to put this on top. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to go back and do that one. That is so funny. I get so excited talking, I miss the whole point of what I'm trying to do here. Okay, I'm going to cut this at 5. I'm also going to come up and trim this because I see I have a couple pieces that are hanging out a bit. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and put this one here and cut it and show you exactly what we've got going. Let me do it this way. I love these pre-cut rulers that are all in the pre-cut sizes. You've probably seen I use my 2.5 as well as my 5-inch. I'll put a link down below for these because it also comes with a 5-inch square and a 10-inch square. And I use them all the time. Like I said, I use a lot of pre-cut sizes, and so many patterns today use the pre-cuts. It's just very convenient. Okay, so we're going to do this. Now, I can switch my fabrics around like this. Let's see. And I can take this one, and I can take these 2 and say these 3, and I can make a pretty 4-patch. And if I were to make a bunch of these and stack them next to each other, I'd have alternating squares, which would be really pretty. But I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I want my fabrics to be in a 9-patch. And what I'm going to do is put all the same, can you see that in there? In one stack so that you can see the different, whoops, let's see, this one. Okay. Gosh, I'm getting myself confused. Okay, there we are. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. There we are. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the same fabrics in each pile. So as I'm putting these together, what I'm going to do is set this up so I can just automatically go through and chain piece these. And the wonderful part about that is it goes together so quickly. Now think about a 9-patch. What can you do with a 9-patch? Oh my gosh, there are so many options. I'm trying to put these all in the same direction because it sort of looks like things are going every which way. And there we are. Kind of keep things, I mean, even though they're all going to turn at some point, this way they'll at least be somewhat similar. Okay, so now let's say I'm going to sew these together, and I'm getting ahead of myself. There we are. Okay, what do we have there? Yep, and this, and this. There we are. Wow. Okay, I got through that. I had a bit of a fumble there a time or two, but look at this as a 9-patch. So I incorporated 2 very different layer cakes. I stacked them alternately. I put these in light versus dark, so not everything comes out. Notice how the darks are in the opposite corner, lights are in the corner, and I have a really pretty light one here. Now, alternatively, you may decide you want the super dark one in the middle, and you can go any direction that you like. When you have a pile set up to make 9 patches, all you're going to do is do some quick chain stitching. So you do these in one way, then you come back, do the others, do them across, and you have these beautiful 9 patches. And what do you do with a 9 patch? A disappearing 9 patch. And that would be wonderful, but there's a lot of other different 9 patch, disappearing 9 patches that you can do as well. But because we're going to do our pieces like this, we have, let's see, 4 of each color. So I have enough to make 4 of these blocks. That's not quite enough for a quilt. It could be fun for a table topper. It could be fun for little wall hanging, pillows, things like that. But because I keep a stash of scrap fabrics, I can find some more blues, maybe some greens, some accent colors, and let me show you what I mean. Here is a piece. When I took my 10-inch layer cakes like this, and I cut 2 10-inch pieces, I had another 8 inches up here. Remember we cut it in 5 and then we still had 3 inches? This is an 8-inch piece. I can come in and cut out another strip of 5-inch. Of course, the other thing I can do, where's the other strips that I just cut of these blue ones here? Here it is. This is the 5-inch piece. I can get another, let's see, we did 1, so I have another 3, would be 15 that I can get out of there. But I want to bring in some other colors. Look at this. So in another pack that I have blues, which would be beautiful. I have pinks and another blue. Ooh, and there's a fun background blue. And look at this, and the gold would be gorgeous. And then, look, there's even more. So when I cut my fat quarters, I do my 10-inch. I don't always cut charm squares. I keep this 8-inch piece intact because it allows so much versatility. And now I can get another couple bundles of 9-patch blocks made, and I have all these fabrics intermixed together. This is going to be beautiful. But I'm here to talk about cutting your fat quarters. I'm not making a quilt. Not that I can't, but today we're going to focus on this because I want you to get your fat quarters ready first. You know how to lay them out. You know how to get your alternating colors. You know how to cut them and put together 9 patches. And then we're going to look at how to put this quilt together. I love it. Just wait. I'm going to show you this in the future, and you're not going to be able to wait to get your own started. So thanks for being with me. I appreciate you following along, and I hope you get started on cutting your fat quarters soon. Don't forget, there's magic inside just waiting to be revealed. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And if you're in the 40% of North America, it's probably 60% of North America right now that's getting hit with this crazy snow ice storm. Hunker in, keep warm, be safe, and find fabric to quilt with.